I am here to talk about the Coalition Labor Agreements Scholarship Program. Let me go over the topics I will cover in this presentation, which has been updated for the upcoming May-June application period. I will talk about the goals and budget for the program, eligibility criteria to participate, along with the process and timelines to include 2024 timelines. I will talk about criteria that will be used to evaluate scholarship applications and the process for how scholarship awards will be made. I will highlight a few key scholarship policy guidelines, and I will talk about individual development plans, which are highly recommended but are not required. I will then close by telling you about some various resources available to support you. The scholarship program has three goals: be centered in equity, help employees obtain certificates, degrees, certifications, licenses, and other training, align with and support King County's commitment to equity, inclusion, diversity, accessibility, racial, and social justice. Because there was not enough time to use scholarship funds in 2022, those funds were rolled over into 2023 and 2024. So the budget for 23 and 24 was increased to $225,000. Only $75,000 has been spent so far in 2023, leaving $150,000 for the upcoming May-June application period. And the maximum per person per year award is $3,000. In terms of eligibility, you must be a comprehensive leave benefited employee, excluding TLTs. Be represented by one of the unions in the coalition, which includes employees in a special duty assignment represented by one of these unions, and your hire letter states that your assignment will be for 6 months or longer. Completed a probationary period in a comprehensive leave benefited position. Completed 1 year of full or part-time county employment in a comprehensive leave benefited position. This includes time spent in a TLT if there is no break in service between positions. Have no documented performance or discipline issues for 1 year from the date you apply. There are 2 application periods per program year. May-June will be the second and the last application period for the 2023 scholarship year. The May-June process will be for training courses or programs that begin between July through December, or for those in a self-paced online degree program are taking courses which occur between July through December. Award letters will go out by July 21st and will include everything you need to know to access your award. The first application period for the 2024 program year will run September 6 through October 8 of this year and will be for training that begins during the first half of 2024. Employees will know by Thanksgiving if they will be receiving an award. Employees will be able to access their 2024 award after January 1st. The final application period for the 2024 program year will occur in March and will be for training that begins July through December of 2024. This will mark the end of the scholarship program. The county and the coalition of unions will need to negotiate a 2025 through 2027 labor agreement, which hopefully continues to fund this program. Let me now talk about the 2 rating criteria that applications will be scored on. All applications that meet policy guidelines will be rated on their responses to 2 specific questions. The first rating question you will be asked is, explain A, your King County career goal, B, the specific knowledge and skills you want to develop towards achieving your career goal, C, how the training will help you with your career goal, and D, several development activities you will pursue inside and or outside of King County. A scale of 1 to 3 will be used to rate your application. You must score at least a 2 or meet standard to pass. To score a 2, you must clearly address A, B, C, and D of the question. This is where creating an individual development plan or IDP can help because it addresses each element of this rating question. However, the IDP is not required. In order to score a 3 or exceed standard, you also list other knowledge or skills you want to develop towards your career goal and list associated developmental activities for them. A well thought out, robust individual development plan can be used to help you score at the 3 level. Further, an IDP also provides the raters a more complete picture of your career plan. I will talk about IDPs a bit later in the presentation. Let's now move to the second question you will be rated on. To explain the why behind this second rating criteria, you will now hear from one of the county's equity, inclusion, and belonging managers.
My name is Jennifer Broadus. I am KCIT's Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging Manager. I've been with the county for 16 years. Advancing the goals of equity and social justice are really fundamental to how this program was designed and helping those most impacted and in most need of, assisting to their next career choice. So it's not only walking our walk, it's talking our talk of doing the work of equity and social justice, which is one of the executive's priorities and strategically fundamental to everything we do here at the county. At its core, scholarship opportunities and different types of programs like this are bound in the principles of equity and social justice. So it's not just about here's some money, it's here's some money to become a better person, doing the thing you love to do the most. So the money is really geared around those not only who are trying to be the principles of equity and social justice, but also how they're going to pay those principles back when they get into there. It's one of the components we're looking for in some of the answers is how are you going to give back to your community just like your community is given to you right now?
Now that you understand the why behind this rating question, let me now state the rating question and then talk about the types of responses that will meet standards and responses that will exceed standards. The question you are being asked is, based on where you are in your own lived experience and unique journey, what ways have you or will you strive to bring more diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, or racial and social justice to your work? Your response will also be rated on a scale of 1 to 3. Now, for this question, we want you to talk about your own personally lived experience with any of these concepts and principles. We are all at different places in our understanding and application of diversity, equity, inclusion, accessibility, racial, and social justice, which is absolutely okay. So to score a 2 or meet standard, your response can be as simple as talking about one of these concepts and how you incorporate what you know about that one concept at work or in your life. Or your response could even explain what steps you are taking to learn more. Now, to score a 3 or exceed standard, you are able to speak to the intersectionality of equity, inclusion, accessibility, diversity, and racial and social justice, and your own privilege and bias. Or you speak to how you have or will strive to actively disrupt systems of oppression. Or you speak to how you will apply your training in a way that furthers the county's commitment of these concepts and principles. Now, these two rating criteria slides can be found on the scholarship program website, along with a short e-learning in case you want to increase your knowledge of these principles and learn about actions you can take in support of them. To support the goal to center the program on equity, all those who pass will be sorted from lowest to highest hourly pay rate. If you are on a special duty assignment, then it will be your base pay, not your special duty pay, that will be used. We will go down the list of those who passed and make awards until the budget for the application period has been spent. If there are more people who pass than there is budget, then your score from the two rating criteria, along with the purpose of your training, would be factored in. There are a few policy guidelines that I want to mention. Number one, you are required to check with your supervisor to find out if your department has training funds to pay for all or part of your training. If they won't pay for it or can only pay for part of it, that is when you can apply for a scholarship. Now, those who are pursuing a 2-year, 4-year, master's, or PhD degree program are exempt from this requirement only because departments do not typically pay for degrees, whereas they might pay for certificates, licenses, certifications, or other types of training. I want to stress that your supervisor can only say yes or no to whether there are department training funds. That is it. You do not need supervisor approval to apply for a scholarship unless you want to attend the training on county time. Number two, employees pursuing a certificate, license, or certification, which begins in 2023 and will be completed in 2024, will be given priority for 2024 funds in order to complete their program. This priority is not available to those pursuing degrees because completion of a degree can take multiple years. Number three, proof of completion is required, and if grades are given, you must pass with a C or higher. Number four, scholarship funds cannot be used to pay for conferences, travel, accommodations, or student loans. Number five, all training requested must relate to work performed at King County. It does not have to relate to work you are currently performing. Number six, employees have the choice to pay expenses directly and be reimbursed, or have expenses paid directly to the training organization. Instructions for these two options will be outlined in the award letter. So these are just a few of the guidelines. The rest of the policy guidelines can be found on the scholarship website. Let's now move into the Individual Development Plan, or IDP. The IDP has been designed to be as straightforward as possible while aligning it to the scholarship program. The IDP is intended to serve as a roadmap that you create with input from others as needed to help you reach your career goal. The green boxes are the 4 key sections of the IDP that align with the information that you will be rated on when you apply for a scholarship. The blue boxes are there only if you want to involve others in supporting you in your career journey and won't be used to rate your application. For each section, there are instructions and links to helpful resources. The raters have shared that they really appreciated seeing the IDP, for it allowed them to obtain a clearer picture of the individual's career plan. Regardless of whether you complete an IDP or respond to the questions in the application form, just remember that the raters will know nothing about you or your career goal. So be as complete and as clear as you can. Provide some context as needed and please stay away from using acronyms and short phrases. Should you choose to create an IDP, let me discuss where you can go for more information. The scholarship website has links to the IDP resources you see here. A blank IDP you can fill out, 2 examples of completed IDPs, and these examples include responses that would score a 2 and responses that would score a 3 for the organizational alignment rating question. The 2 handouts on the IDP conversation and how to support an individual's career development are to help you to engage with people that you want to help support you on your career journey. The IDP roles and responsibilities handout explains your role, the role of those you ask for support, and the role the county and your department play to help you reach your destination. The Career Support Services website has lots of career-related resources. Let me talk about a couple of resources that you will find there. Under the Career Exploration section, there are links to help you explore occupations, including a link to the county's job classifications, which talks about typical job duties, knowledge, and skills required for county job classifications, and which you can use to help create an IDP. There is also a link to what those job classifications pay. There is also a PDF that walks you through the networking and information interviewing process so you can get advice from those doing the work that you want to get into. If you need help in finding training or certifications, the Career Support Services website has links to help you search for training, view job trends, and even help you find resources to pay for school. Do explore the scholarship website. You will find everything you need to know about the scholarship program. Under quick links, you will find a list of unions who are eligible for the scholarship program, a blank IDP, and I especially want to draw your attention to the scholarship application questions. This is a Word document, so you can begin pulling your information together now so you are ready when the application period opens. Also, please reach out if you need any clarification on any of the information that is being requested. You will also see links to Career Support Services, King County Learning and Development, and a list of department equity, inclusion, and belonging managers and their contact information. You can also find information about much of what I have just covered, including eligibility requirements, the policy guidelines, and award terms of agreement, both of which you will need to confirm you have reviewed when you apply for a scholarship. There's the application and award notification dates, the scholarship process, and the rating criteria slides. You can also find IDP resources, FAQs, and resources where you can go for help. In fact, speaking of help, if you would like guidance, advice, or assistance, there are people you can reach out to. Within your own organization, you can connect with your supervisor, HR staff, or your equity, inclusion, and belonging manager. And depending on what you need, they may be able to assist you themselves, connect you to subject matter experts or other people inside or outside of your organization. You can also email King County's Learning and Development staff, Career Support Services, or the scholarship program. Please indicate what you are seeking and someone will get back to you. You can also ask any of these people to review your IDP if you are planning to submit one, or review your responses to the application questions before you apply, just to make sure that what you submit is complete, clear, and makes sense. If you do plan to seek assistance, please do so in plenty of time before the application closing date. In closing, the scholarship website is at www.kingcounty.gov/scholarships, and the program's email is scholarshipfund@kingcounty.gov. We hope you consider taking advantage of the scholarship program.